Welcome back, Draft League. Thank you for tuning in. If you are, I have a wild series to show you guys this week against the Jamestown Jolteons. It's week 3, season 7 already. Kind of almost the halfway point. And yeah, I have a game against fellow Jamestown academic, Mr. Measley. Coach of the Jamestown Joltics. So he's a crafty guy. I think we're both pretty creative team builders, but I have to give it to him this week. And that's not a spoiler, but I'll show you why in the first game. But first, we have to talk about the team, of course. We got the legend, Credilly, with a shout out name right there, running a Choppleberry, so he can survive fighting type moves from mainly Terrakion, but it would also come in handy against Scarafti, which is on his team. Then he has Giga Drain, Sludge Wave, Recover, and Earth Power. I'm bringing Credaley because I have some strange strats using Storm Drain. I'll talk about it really quick here. Ronnie and Greninja both have Surf, so they can both do some full field damage while boosting Credaley's special attack. So that's kind of the strat there. I wanted to try to use things I haven't used yet this week. And that means this week will mark the week that everything I've drafted has been on the field at least once. So that was part of the goal with building this team. I just, hey, let's get everything out there and try it. But I also think Cradley is going to work pretty well, since a lot of his team in general is pretty weak to ice, poison, and fairy type moves, along with a couple other things. But if any mon has can stack those 3 moves, they pretty much can fight his entire team, with a couple of exceptions. But yeah, that's the idea with Cradley there. So going into Ronnie, we already talked about why we're running Surf. We have Reflect. His team's pretty physical. He has some mons that can go either way, like Sceptile can go special or physical, but I thought Reflect would be really nice for those big hitters like Terrakion. And then Protect so we can wait out a turn if we need to, and Dazzle Gleam. We're also running Weakness Policy. I've noticed Ronnie is pretty beefy in the games that I've run her, so she can probably survive a super effective hit and then get a free boost off. So we're going to be trying that. Moab, we got the Drifblim coming in again. Same idea, Misty Seeds to run it alongside Ronnie up here. And then just some good old moves. Icy Wind, Ally Switch for a little bit of shenanigans, and Memento in case we know we're going to die, but we need to cripple something. Another thing about this that we'll see happen in one of the games, unfortunately, I'm running Will-O-Wisp alongside Ronnie with Misty Surge. So if you know, you know. If you don't, we'll cover it when we get to it. But next up is Greninja. This Focus Sash has been working really well on him. It's the perfect item for like a fast, squishy sweeper. We're running Taunt to counteract the Whimsicott, which we'll also need to talk about later in the game. And then we have Ice Beam, Surf for Credilly, and Extra Sensory. It's pretty effective against, I think I mainly brought it for Terrakion. And then Ice Beam kills like half of his team. And so there's really only a couple things that Greninja can't fight or one-hit KO. Then we brought Comfey, another support. The support priority ability, Triage, with Giga Drain, Floral Healing, Draining Kiss, and Helping Hand. So everything on Comfey is priority, which is really nice. Unless he somehow nullifies my ability, but that doesn't happen. So I thought he'd be good. Just kind of support things, get some priority kills in there if it comes down to that. And then last but not least, we got the mascot himself, Gallade. Drain Punch, Ice Punch, Poison Jab, and a nice little Swords Dance to set up. If he gets set up and we have speed control with like enough Icy Winds on his team, Gallade just kills absolutely everything. What I love about Gallade, I mean there's a lot of love, obviously he's my favorite Pokemon, but he has so many coverage moves. He has a move for just about anything that could be on someone's team. So including him in there is always fun. And then he has Fighting MZ, because Drain Punch was not enough to kill some things, and I suppose I could have ran in close combat, but if Z moves are available, we want to try to use them. So with that all squared away, let's go get into the game here. This is the first match. He's running a team. I already had a game plan planned out, like most games. I think it's easier to just decide what strat you're going to lead with rather than come up with it once you get in the game. Unless there's like some really niche scenario where you're going to go this strat if they have this, and if they don't, you're going to go another one. But I decided before the game I would run Greninja Critterly as my first set. I think my best set to run here is Ronnie and Moab, but I want to do one of my weaker sets just to do a little bit of scouting and just see how strong this pair really is. So he's going to protect and set up a Tailwind. I'm going to try to taunt the Whimsicott, which it does get off, but for some reason, I'll need you guys' help on this. I thought that Whimsicott's ability was nullified if an opposing Pokemon was Dark typed. I double checked after the game because I was really confused. I was spec'd to be faster, and I thought Taunt would hit before Whimsicott did any sort of shenanigans moves. But to my surprise, he went first. So I checked the ability after the game. That's not stated in there. I don't know what ability that is stated in for Pokemon. I'm sure it's something. I prepped for this like just because I thought Taunt would get off before Whimsicott could do anything. Because of Greninja's Dark typing, but that's not from the Prankster ability. So I don't know what I'm thinking of. I guess I could just ask someone, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm a little confuzzled. He has a Tailwind up, that's very bad. But we're going to keep going with our move. And actually, what happened there? Oh, we Giga Drained, but he protected. I was confused. My bad. Alright, so next he beats up his Terrakion, which I was not expecting. And with his ability, he's going to get up to 3 times attack. He's going to Rock Slide us. Keck survives because of, Focus Sash, and then he actually misses on the Cradily, which is pretty fortunate. Then we're going to get a Surf Off, and we're going to 2-hit KO his Terrakion. And the miss was actually pretty big. I'm pretty sure that would have 1-hit KO'd. I'm almost certain there's no reason it wouldn't at 3 times attack, but lucky for us he missed, and we get to kill that Terrakion. Then he's going to Dazzling Gleam, and he's going to try to chip away at Cradily, but he's just a little too beefy. And then he's going to switch out the Raichu actually, and I thought it'd just be good. Comfey wasn't super effective against anything here, so I thought I would just heal up, and then I can deal with his team with Cradily. We hit everything for super effective with the Poison Sludge Wave, and ending up poisoning the surviving Clefable, as well as our own Heirloom, but that's kind of okay. Next turn, we take a priority kill on the Raichu, and I'm just going to let this play out. We chip away the Clefable, winning the first game 3-0, I think. Actually, 2-0. Heirloom is going to go down this next turn here. But we are going to Helping Hand. We actually hit a Paralysis, which is unfortunate, but yeah, we eventually just chip this guy down. Storm Drain procs again. Dazzling Gleam is done enough, and we're going to just blow the Clefable up. All in all, pretty solid game. I won despite not understanding how the Prankster ability worked. I should have double checked that before the game, because it's gonna hemorrhage us in the next couple games here. But going into the second set of this awesome series, I decided to run my Ace lead, the Tapu and Moab. So we're gonna get the Berry proc. Moab's speed is gonna be absolutely insane, and we're gonna Icy Wind his team. And he actually brings a White Herb, which is a pretty good bring. I imagine he brought that in preparation for either one of Sceptile's ability stat decreasing moves, or just for Icy Wind. Either way, good bring. So he's not actually speed dropped, which I was kind of counting on for Ronnie to be faster after a Sceptile speed drop, but that's not the case anymore. and he's gonna kill both my Mons. And that lightning bolt was a crit. Unfortunately, I didn't notice it in the game, but according to Measley, Mr. Measley, it mattered. So I'm gonna take his word for it because Tapu's pretty beefy. Although in the long run, I don't think it matters for this game, just because we would have got KO'd the next turn. But either way, we come out with our last two Mons, Greninja and Gallade. We're keeping some offensive sweepers in the back there. The idea was to get these guys out while his whole team was speed debuffed, but obviously with the white herb, it did not quite work. But they're going to be able to pick up 2 kills if you saw there. And we're just going to try to kill these guys. He protects. Luckily, the Z moves hit through protect, and we get Terrakion to like half health. Dazzling Gleam is going to get rid of our Greninja, and he's just gonna mush Gallade into a pulp with X Scissor. So, yeah, that was kind of that game. This game, I feel like, rather than losing because I didn't know something, I just lost because he was really well prepared. And that's all I have to say about that one. The White Herb was a really good bring. I think I should have been running Tailwind on Drifblim. And I was debating that during team building this whole week, but I ended up not running it in favor of, I think the Ghost Burn move. What is it called? Whatever. Will-O-Wisp. Last game, I have to get a little creative here. I don't want to run the same thing again. I thought that was a little predictable, so I thought I'd run a variation of what I ran the first set, which was Greninja Cradily, and just swap out Greninja for Tapu. Both can surf and boost Cradily, and then Cradily's pretty good against his whole team. And I haven't had my Choppleberry procced yet, so he still doesn't know about it, which is very nice. But he's going to go for, he's not going to protect like he did the first game. He's just going to go straight for the beat up boost. The walls of text this game were kind of annoying. They were crazy. If you saw up there, just so many little boosts. But yeah, he's going to kill Cradily with, I think he 2-hit KOs it. 2 rock slides, yeah. We're going to protect on Tapu just to get our Moab in. I think maybe letting Tapu go down there would have been a better play. But either way, Moab is going to be out here. Then we brought Comfey for the last slot. I wasn't sure what to run this last set. I think we should have just ran the second game set again. But either way, things just don't go our way at all. After figuring out that Taunt wasn't working how I'd planned, I had to get a little creative because my solutions for Whimsicott were kind of out the door. I was basically just relying on Greninja's Taunt. And so I just tried to set up with Cradily this game, and it did not go my way. Had he protected and Tailwinded the first turn, maybe, but then speed is still the issue, and I don't know if the Moab Icy Wind was gonna be enough. Either way, we lose the last 2 games, and I'm kind of in shock. So many things didn't go as planned. There was the... Actually, we have to go back because I missed what I was going to talk about this game. Taunt didn't go as planned, and then one of these turns, I felt so dumb. I tried a Will-O-Wisp while Misty Terrain is up, thinking I can debuff the Terrakion, and then maybe like Memento him next turn. Just completely forgetting that my own terrain nullifies all status effects being put on. So I didn't research enough in prep, and then I continued to do things like Will-O-Wisp in Misty Terrain. So there are good reasons we lost this week. However, while some of just me being dumb is part of that, the other part of it is also just this guy being crazy good at prepping. The team and every mon he brought was kind of genius, if I do say so. The beat up I was not expecting. I think just about everything he did, I didn't expect. I thought Whimsicott would only have like status condition moves, but it had beat up to boost the Terrakion. Like Sceptile was special attack, which I was kind of hoping it would be physical. We never even saw the Scrafty, and I haven't looked at his set yet, but I'm sure it's devious as well. So Unfortunately, that's all I have for you guys this week. We lose to the Jamestown Jolteons, but it was a really fun series. I hope to run into them again in playoffs, as you know we like those rematch revenge games. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in if you did, and make sure to tune in next week when I speed build a Lego set. See ya.